the New York skyline to the east. And we are across the river on the Jersey side at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. On the visitor sideline, the Bills head coach Sean McDermott. His team fell in their season opener a week ago, now hitting the road looking for their first win. On the other side, his counterpart, the Jets head coach. His guys also fell in the opener a week ago, so we've got a couple of teams here desperately want. The kicker, Tyler Bass, has us ready to start, and off we go from MetLife Stadium. This one taken at the 7. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. So here come the Jets. Their ever-changing quarterback carousel stomps on Justin Fields, the 26-year-old. Remember, the Bears' first-round pick back in 2021 out of Ohio State.
The biggest takeaway coming off last week's loss is he just needs to make a bigger impact overall. He certainly wasn't bad. I mean, no interceptions, protected the ball. But he needs to do more. He needs to kind of let it loose and take some more shots downfield and maybe throw into some tighter windows. For his team to win, this offense needs to be better, and at the front of that is the play of the quarterback.
That last run got 4, so here comes 2nd and 6. Play action now for Fields. He is hit before he can get rid of it, and down he goes. T.J. Sanders working his way in to record the very first sack of his NFL career.
Well, here early on, if this pass rush continues to get home at this rate, this is going to be a long day for this offense. They're going to have to put some extra guys in there, mix in some play action, keep this pass rush off balance.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And he's going to be out of bounds. He is well shy where he needed to get to. And it'll bring up 4th down. And the receiver with a fair catch, taken successfully. And that's where he'll turn it over to the offense. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen in the prime of his career.
And he's coming off a game where he was pretty much held in check for the majority of the contest, and he had a couple nice throws mixed in, a couple decent drives here and there, but the inability to find the end zone, of course, he had the 1 interception, so a lot to clean up, a lot to improve. Not just him, but frankly, the entire offense.
After a gain of 5 on 1st down, it is 2nd and 5. Out of the gun, here's Allen. He'll step up and run. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
And the Bills' first down.
They got to do a better job of keeping the quarterback contained in the pocket all week, Mike, against mobile quarterbacks. You talk about rushing as a group. This time they get a little undisciplined with their rush lane integrity, and he makes them pay.
Khalil Shakir, the intended target. And it'll bring up 2nd down. From the gun, Josh Allen. He'll find Shakir open right side. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. From the gun, throw here for Allen. Oh, and that throw not able to be pulled in. It's incomplete. Looked like he may have got a little ahead of himself there. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
But here we find the best laid plans sometimes do go astray. Every offense, Mike, what do they tell us? We want to stay ahead of the chains. We want to stay on schedule. This was a third and very reasonable, incomplete on that third down try. Now brings up 4th and short.
And he's going to have the Bills first down as they find a way to keep the chains moving on 4th down.
I know it's 4th and short, Mike, but at this distance, you actually have to clear a lane out. You can't just fall forward or push the pile. So that conversion, it's as much of a credit to the blocking as it is to the running back seeing the hole and hitting it.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Allen going to give it to Cook. And he's able to push through the tackler.
It just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
Off-balance throw. It's complete. And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down. They are set up with 1st and goal. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Now it is 1st and goal. Allen going to keep it on the zone read.
Runs it on the option.
The decision whether to keep the ball or to hand it to the back happens so fast. In this case, the quarterback thinks it was a keep read. The defense was there ready to stop him. Tackle for loss.
So push back to the 11-yard line for 2nd and goal. Arm a handoff. This is Cook. And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up 3rd and goal. Big play coming up. 3rd and goal. From the gun, here is Allen. He pulls it in around the 5.
Allen's pass complete to Josh.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Set to return is Xavier Gibson. He'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. The Jets offense ready to possess the football for the 2nd time. Greg, it's one of those weird feelings you build all year for the opener. When you play a tight game and lose, it kind of changes the feeling coming into this week a little bit.
Yeah, it certainly does, and if you're not careful, what's that cardinal rule? You don't want one loss to turn into 2, one bad play to turn into 2. The best teams in this league, they have an uncanny ability that regardless, good or bad, blowout or close one from the previous week before, it doesn't lead into the next week's work and ultimately the next week's game. So we'll find out, were they able to learn from the good? And there certainly was a lot of it. But can they move forward today and not let the disappointment of last week?
The pressure, too much, and he goes down. Greg Russo, he gets in to drop him for his first sack of the young season.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They will run it over center with Hall. He'll try to get back to the line, but he's not happening. Gonna lose a yard.
Back-to-back plays by this defense now, Mike, winning these early downs. They get the sack on 1st, the tackle for loss on 2nd, and now it brings up 3rd and long.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him. Greg Russo. He gets in to record his second sack here in the first quarter.
These pass rushers, they love these situations where they can just pin their ears back and go after the quarterback. They knew they had a chance to put an end to this drive, and they didn't let it go to waste.
That's fielded at about the 18. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bills' offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. They had the field goal on the opening drive, took the early lead. See if they can improve on that here. 3-0 our score as we begin first and 10.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete. Here's 3rd and 7.
And 7 yards to go.
From the gun, it's Allen. That ball is caught on the sideline and both feet inbounds. A big 3rd down pickup for a first down.
And the Bills' first down.
Run out of the gun with Cook. Hey, that's a nice job. Something out of nothing. Sidestepping defenders for a gain of 4. From the 41. Here's 2nd and 6. Operating out of the gun. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
It's a gain of 6. First down, Buffalo.
On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And he is fortunate to get past the line of scrimmage. Call it a yard at most. Quincy Williams in there for the stop.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So just a lone field goal in the first quarter of play. 3-0 is our score. We're back to upstate New York in just a moment. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. They work just shy of midfield on 2nd and 9 as we are ready to get back underway. To the air on 2nd down. Here's Allen. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. Flushed to his left. Carrying that ball loosely, and it is out. And fortunately, one of his teammates there to save him. He'll wind up getting enough to pick up the first down. Run up the middle with Cook. And he brings it down to about the 28-yard line. Sauce Gardner makes the tackle. It is 2nd and 9. On the zone read, a handoff here to Cook. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down.
5 yards on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Allen. And on 3rd, incomplete.
And the defense knew they had to be ready for anything here on 3rd and short. They decided to put the ball in the air. They were keeping that ball on the ground because that defense was ready for it, and they were all over it. This play by the middle linebacker is all about play action. Reminds me of a former teammate, Luke Kuechly. He knew the play before it was going to happen. Watch him. He diagnoses, he tracks the ball, and bang, makes a huge tackle, short of the yard to gain, forces the turnover on downs.
The Jets offense starting to trot out for this next possession. Greg, this AFC East, a division that really has been dominated by the Bills, the 5 straight division titles, it's hard to see who can knock them off that perch right now.
Yeah, and I think until someone decides that that's going to change, I think you just have to assume that Buffalo remains the king of the East. And I think when you look at the bottom of the division with the Jets and New England, they're clearly in a rebuild. Young quarterbacks, new coaching staffs, trying to kind of get themselves out of the bottom of the division. Miami seems to me, I don't know, ready to compete necessarily with Buffalo directly, but Miami is a playoff caliber roster, a playoff caliber team. They've showed it in years past. So if anybody's ready to compete, I think it's Miami. I just don't know, Mike, if they are ready top to bottom over the length of the season to get enough wins to keep pace with a team as good as Buffalo.
And 2 new coaches at the bottom of the standings last year, the Jets and the Patriots. And Greg, both guys who played for a long time in the league. Taquan Jones! He gets there for the sack, setting up 4th down.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
Here's Austin McNamara now as he's on to punt for the Jets. And he will score! Touchdown, Bills! What a big play for the special teams unit, Greg. They get the block and the score. A big swing that starts with getting to the kicker.
Yeah, exactly right, Mike. And anytime you draw up a successful punt block rush, it starts with identifying the breakdown of the protection unit. In this case, they found that weak link. They were able to exploit it. It leads not only to the block, but to the touchdown.
Pass's kick is good. And the Bills are out to a 10-0 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gibson now on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. So now the Jets offense ready to take over once more. Now, Greg, as we get the season going, obviously the adjustment to last year's new kickoff rules in place. We talked to a lot of coaches during the year. Folks didn't seem too bothered about letting the other team have the ball at the 30-yard line after a touchback. But the 35-yard line, I don't know, does that feel any different to you?
You know, it does, and I think the part that people don't talk about enough, Mike, is the impact that it's making on going forward on 4th down, not settling for field goals. Because remember, in the old days, if you got stopped inside the 5 or you scored inside the 5, it was all the...
And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. That's Taylor Rapp bursting in to bring him down.
Mike, this isn't real complicated. You're just not going to win a lot of NFL games when you continue to give up sacks at the rate that they are. I mean, this is just a complete disaster for this offensive line, and if they don't get it fixed, this game could be a runaway.
And he'll try to use that size and push forward, but it will not work. They're going to get him down behind the line.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Now a fair catch is taken here, just short of the 45-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. Well, Greg, as the season starts, really the season never ends. Think back to the schedule release, the draft has become this multi-day huge event. Green Bay crushed it with all the folks around the stadium in Lambeau, and some big names will be tied to that draft forever. A couple of the rookies that you've watched that are just sticking out in your mind, interested to see how they fit in the league as the season gets going.
You know, obviously so much attention around the quarterback position. Cam Ward goes #1, and then obviously with Shador and all the conversations around that as the draft unfolded. But I think a guy that's going to be fun to watch when you talk about fit, I think you look at Ashton Jeanty. He gets drafted by Vegas. He's now with the Raiders. Pete Carroll. It kind of has the feel of, is he his Marshawn Lynch? Is he the bell cow back under center, Geno Smith, play action, set up that run game, play good defense? This feels like the early path Pete Carroll took when he took over in Seattle and turned them into a Super Bowl champion. So I'm not saying Genty's Marshawn Lynch, but he certainly feels like that's the fit the Raiders were going for when they took him with their first-round pick.
Hey, let me ask you about Travis Hunter. Of course, the Heisman winner, Colorado, great play, both sides of the ball as a receiver and a corner. You know, Greg, it's hard to come in this league and play well on one side of the ball. Is it realistic to think you may see him on both offense and defense?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, and I think to start, you have to say, okay, let's hang our hat on something. And I think when you look at the league, where is it harder to find impactful players? I believe it's harder to find impactful defensive backs. I think it's a harder position. I think the league favors the offense with the rules and the play style. So if I'm Jacksonville, I'm making Travis Hunter a defensive back on day one, and then I'm going to package my offensive plays around his skill set to take advantage of him as a wide receiver. And then as time goes on, it will eventually unfold where he'll be able to have a role on both sides of the ball more consistently. But if I was in Jacksonville, that's what I would do. But I think it's going to be very interesting to see how fast and how big of a role on both sides they give Hunter early in his rookie year.
3rd and 7.
No gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Now, Allen. And that is incomplete, but a penalty flag comes in. That might make this a first down. With their fullback trying to get it. And he barrels his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo. His first touchdown of the new campaign. They're out there to block most of the time, but Greg, great reward for the fullback to carry it in for the touchdown.
Not every team in the league even carries a fullback, but man, if you have one on your roster, Mike, not many better places to use them than down here on the goal line.
Makes the score Bills 17, Jets nothing.
Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gibson now on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Jets offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. Well, Greg, it will be a very busy stretch for the Passports. A lot of international games to look forward to. 7-0 outside the U.S. Chiefs and Chargers last week in Sao Paulo. Great ones to follow. Vikings and Steelers in Dublin. Vikings in London playing the Browns the very next week. Broncos and Jets. Rams and Jags will also play in London week 6 and 7. Falcons and the Colts are going to be in Germany in week 10. And then the Commanders and Dolphins wrap up the international slate. That's in Madrid week 11. Greg, this has been such an additive part to the NFL season, all of these international games.
Yeah, I can tell you, Mike, having played one of the international games towards the end of my career in London, when I played for Carolina, it's a great experience. It's fun for the players, it's fun for the coaches, it's fun for the fans and the families. So I expect this slate to continue to expand. There's so many fun international cities around the world that love NFL football.
And from what you hear, there's more to come. We could be at the point someday, very soon, where every team plays one game outside of the U.S. in each regular season. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 29.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Fields to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand. And live to play another snap.
And he'll avoid the contact, sliding down, pick up a 6, and it'll be third down. Now the Jets going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll stop it just over a minute remaining in this first half. Fields from the gun on third down, and that is incomplete. He was looking for Garrett Wilson there, and it's going to be fourth down. Fields to throw for it. In the middle, and he's got his man complete. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up first and goal.
Man, they're just running this 2-minute drill to complete perfection. It is such a point of emphasis of every offense, Mike. These end-of-half scenarios to come away stealing points.
This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
We're not even at halftime yet, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has completely taken over the game. It's just sack after sack after sack. This is going to be a long day for this offensive group if the O-line doesn't figure something out here in a hurry.
Going in the wrong direction. Now second and goal from the 12. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
A 9-yard loss brings up third and goal.
Throwing here on third and goal. That's going to be broken up in the end zone. Incomplete. There was no space to fit that one in. And now here comes fourth and goal. The Jets will send out the field goal unit. His kick is good. And the Jets are finally on the board. It's 17-3.
Outside of coming away with a touchdown, I'm not sure they could have done any better to close out that half. I mean, they burned all the clock. They don't let the opponent possess the ball, and they come away with points.
Out of the end zone, it's Ty Johnson. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there.
At their own 25-yard line.
And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick halftime report. We'll let both sides catch their breath and get their orange wedges as we're going to get ready for the third quarter action. So let's go back out to the stadium as we rejoin our broadcast team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Harrison Beavis.
All right, Scott, thank you very much. We welcome you back on EA Sports for quarter number 3. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. He'll get this up to the 28-yard line. Nice place for the drive to start. Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off first and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. A big hole to the 20. And he is gone. 72 yards. Touchdown, Buffalo. That was some kind of run, Greg. We saw him break a tackle and then use his elusiveness to get to the end zone for the score.
Mike, for me, it's all watching his feet. I mean, look at him work. His ability to make guys miss in the open field is special. And I'll tell you what, that play, that was something to watch.
The extra point by Bass is good. And the Bills extend to a 24-3 lead. Following the touchdown, Bass is back to kick it off. Gibson now on the return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Jets offense getting ready for their opening possession of this second half. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. They're going to start this drive on the ground. pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Taylor Rapp is there to stop it.
2nd and 6.
Second down, it's Fields. He'll find Hall out of the backfield. And he's going to be run out after a gain of about 6, but that'll be good enough for a first down.
That's good for a Jets first down.
Handoff, here comes Hall. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
3rd and 10. Now Fields. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
2 yards.
Here's 1st and 10.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here comes Hall on this toss to the right. And a good run there. Going to get him 5 yards.
He was brought
Ball
down by
on the
Gregory
35.
Rousseau.
Here comes a 2nd and 5.
Brings up 2nd
Taylor,
and
the
5
tight end, is in
at
motion.
the 35-yard line.
Here's Hall. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's a gain of 16 yards. That's good for another
1st and
Jets.
10. Fields. Greg Rousseau. Absolutely singular focus on right now. He's just picked up his 4th sack of the game.
Even when it seems like they're putting a nice drive together, Mike, they just can't seem to escape this pass rush. It has been relentless all game long, and they get him here again.
Fields now on 2nd down. And he's going to be forced out of bounds. Still plenty of work to do. 3rd and long coming up.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 13.
Taylor, the tight end, is in motion. The play clock down to 0. And this, not the best of sequences. Task now, a really tough one. 3rd and very long. Fields. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
The Jets will send out the field goal unit. This a 31-yard. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Jets cut 3 off the lead, but they still face a sizable deficit. Scott, thank you. Back here on EA Sports as we count down to kickoff of this 2nd half. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the top of the conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
And up until this point, this is not something that we've seen a lot of. His running backs had a really nice day, so in this case, this rep goes to the defense.
And he finds some daylight up past the 35-yard line. A pickup of 7.
A gain of 7 yards.
A quick throw on the RPO is complete. And it looks like he's going to have the first down. The defense was right there, but a gain of 2. Good enough for the first down. Now Allen. This one complete to Palmer. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and
Allen will give this to Davis. And he will have the first down. Not a huge run, but enough to move the chain.
A pickup of 2 yards.
clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay. They'll run with Cook. How about that? Quick feet there. Made a man miss. On his way to a nice pickup of 7.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
And this will be a short pickup down to the 45. Brandon Stevens there to bring him down.
A 2-yard gain on the play. And it's
to the air on 3rd down. Here's Allen. Open man is Palmer. It's complete. They hook up again. 2nd time on this drive. And this one's good for 18 yards and a 1st down. Going to make the read and hold on here. And some good running there. He'll fall forward for about 7.
Jamian Sherwood on the tackle. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 3.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's out. Nowhere to go. He's going to be taken down. That is Will McDonald in there to bring him down. And that's his 1st sack of the year. Converted twice on 3rd down already on this drive. Now can they do it for a 3rd time? From the gun, Josh Allen. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
We're starting to see a lot of this on 3rd down, Mike, where they're going to rely on the run after catch to pick up these 3rd down conversions. You know what that depends on? You have to actually complete the ball. And in this case, it falls incomplete, brings up 4th down. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
To kick off for Buffalo.
From the 6, here comes a return. And he'll be brought down right around the 25-yard line. Breece Hall making his way back out there as the Jets are on offense again. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. They go play action with Fields. That one, it's on target, but it goes as an incompletion. Looked like he had that one in his grasp, but unable to hold on, and it will be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Fields. Now he'll run, and he'll avoid the contact, sliding down, pick up a 6, and it'll be 3rd down.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 4.
To throw is Fields. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long. T.J. Sanders. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up 4th down. On now comes the punt team for the Jets. And no return on this one. Fair catch signaled for and taken.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 32-yard line.
They'll start on the ground with Cook. And it'll be brought down as we tick towards the end of this 3rd quarter.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line.
So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. From the 33, here's 2nd down and 9. From the gun, Here is Allen. And he's going to be out of bounds. Gain of just a couple. And now we've got third down coming up.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's third down.
From the gun. Throw here for Allen. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
8-yard pickup. First down, Bills.
These curl routes, he's been running these routes since he was a young kid in Pop Warner football, and I like to call it pulling the string. You've got the defender thinking you're going down.
In trouble, and down he goes. Will McDonald in there for the sack, worked his way through. It's a loss of 5.
Impressive play by the defensive end here, Mike. It's his technique. It put him in position to not only make the play, but it's that closing speed that's allowed him to finish it off.
Allen working from the pistol. He connects with Palmer on that one. Good work there to get this back close to a first down. 13 on the gain. It sets up a much more manageable 3rd and 2. Allen will throw. That one caught. It's Knox, the tight end. 1st and 10.
2 yards on the play. And
They run out of the gun. It's Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
taken down.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Fake the handoff, and now it's Allen. To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why.
He steps out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd down, here's Allen. Who else? Another catch for his favorite target. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard.
First down, Bills.
How about 4 catches on this drive alone? Time to change the defense. This one gets him another first down. He'll run the draw with Cook. The hold closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3.
Taken down at the 14-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. Now, the give to Davis. And they continue to churn out first down. What a drive. It continues now with 1st and goal.
At the 6-yard line.
Here's Cook. Nothing there. He is fortunate just to get back to the line. Now it's 2nd and goal.
It's a loss of 1. Brings up 2nd and goal at the 6-yard line.
The design run here for Allen. He'll get a couple, mark him down at the 3.
The tackle made at the 3-yard
Down in the
line.
red zone, design quarterback runs are a handful for defenses to account for. But in this case, give them credit. Not a lot of room to maneuver here for the quarterback, and they keep it to a short game.
On 3rd and goal, here's Allen. And that is incomplete. Trying to get it to Dalton Kincaid there. And now they're faced with a 4th and goal. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Bills will extend their lead.
It's always a little bit of a letdown, Mike. You find yourself deep in the red zone and you have to settle for a short field goal like that. In this case, he's able to put it through, and they get 3.
A return now from the 4. across the 20. They'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The Jets offense ready to get back to work. Things not looking good. But see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. That's right side and caught by Taylor. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one.
A gain of 17 yards. That's good for a Jets first down.
A first down throw for Fields. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
Second down and 10.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
It's a gain of
So they come to the line for first down and 10.
First down.
Back to throw is Fields. Forced out left.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good gain.
Now a second down throw for Fields. And he'll be brought down after a short pickup, but that is enough for a first down.
That's another Jets first down.
Now Fields. That's caught over the middle. It's Wilson. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
18. That's another Jets first down. First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on top. Here's Fields. Oh, a short throw there, but it's going to end up incomplete. That's a pass he didn't say he should have had. Instead, he does not, and it brings up second down. Catch made, right side by Wilson. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up third down.
That's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd and 7.
To throw is Fields. Exiting the pocket right. He'll try and get there on the ground. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning.
A 2-yard gain.
They can still pick up a first down here, and they'll line up to go for it on fourth down. Fields to throw for it. And he's going to go down. The pressure too much. And that should wrap this one up as they have to give it up on downs.
You find yourself down big. It's the fourth quarter. There's really no choice but to go for this at this point. But once again, this defense, they're up to the task, and they come through yet again with a huge stop.
Head coach Sean McDermott there as the Bills get set for their next possession. And a few kneel downs should do it here. Defensively, they do still have those 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Ooh! And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7.
Brings up second down.
Play action. Here's Allen. He's got it in the hands of Elijah Moore. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
And the Bills
A gain there of 27 yards. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Now it's Allen. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line. He has been busy. 9 receptions on the game, and that one, a first down. So a road win here for the Bills. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. So long, everybody.